Good evening and welcome to Election Night on CBS News Minnesota. I'm Erin Hassanzadeh.
I'm Jeff Wagner. It is now 8 o'clock and the polls are closing.
WCCO's team of reporters and photographers are across the metro, the state, and over in Wisconsin to talk with voters and candidates. So we're going to bring you live, continuous local coverage through 11 o'clock right here on CBS News Minnesota.
And chances are you've already been to your polling place today. You're not standing in a line. You're watching us. The midterm election well underway. Numbers tell us more than 741,000 Minnesotans voted early this year, and out of that number, more than 586,000 ballots have been accepted. Voters we talked with today say they have some mixed feelings.
I'm generally a hopeful person. I am waiting with bated breath to see how things go this election.
I'm very stressed out. Well, I'm not sure how the vote's going. I'm not sure how, it seems like people aren't really paying attention to the issues. They're kind of on a one route and they just take it.
I'm kind of in between. Yeah, I mean, I'm not super pessimistic. I am concerned about some things.
And we are very excited to welcome veteran political reporter Pat Kessler joining us.
Everybody.
We are saying this is an exciting night for voters. They're saying it's just been a stressful day.
It's probably a really good word for it after the last couple of years that we've had. But yeah, I mean, this has been pretty amazing the last couple of years. Now we're easing into this election. We're going to see where all of this goes. So let's talk about some of these races, I guess. Huh?
The big one of them all, of course, being the governor for Minnesota.
Yeah, governor of Minnesota. This is the first-term governor, Tim Walz. He is going for his second term. He's facing some pretty stiff political headwinds. Right now, you've got to remember that President Biden is very unpopular here in Minnesota. The economy is not in real good shape for a lot of people. Inflation is high. That pandemic emergency orders, those are all the things that he is fighting against, and not the least of which, the George Floyd murder and then all of the riots in Minneapolis. So that is why Republican challenger Dr. Scott Jensen is running, and he's been running a really, really tough race against Governor Walz. He's a family doctor. He seems to be the face of the anti-mask, anti-vax, and emergency powers movement, and he has reversed himself on a number of different policy decisions, but he is gaining steam and gaining ground in the polls over the last few weeks. The analysts say that probably Walz is leaning toward a win, but anything can happen on a night like this.
Should we go to what candidates say they felt today after voting? Oh, I thought we were maybe going to go. I know we had it queued up how the both of them were feeling about.
Yeah, we've been listening to some of the voters as we heard. Some of them have serenity, some of them are peaceful. But I think, and having talked to voters and having talked to some of these political strategists, stress, I think, is probably the word of the night so far. And now anxiety as we wait for the votes to be counted starting at 8 o'clock, and here we go.
Yeah, should we jump over to the Attorney General race?
Yeah.
I know we have Republican Jim Schultz challenging Keith Ellison for office. This is an office that's typically held by a Democrat.
Yeah, typically held. I mean, for the last half century, for the last 50 years, Democrats have held the office of Attorney General in the state of Minnesota. And DFL incumbent Keith Ellison, he is a first-termer there. He's under fire because he supported the defund the police movement. He's been under a lot of fire for that. He's been accused of mishandling the pandemic fraud investigation everybody's talking about. He absolutely denies it, says they've actually caught the guys. But Schultz has run a pretty tough campaign against him. He is a corporate lawyer. He's never held public office before. He's got no experience in the courtroom. And he has been active in the anti-abortion movement over a number of years. But surprisingly, he has focused over and over and over again. Ask him what the weather is, and he says crime is very bad in Minnesota. That's the way it is. It's crime for him. Crime, crime, crime. And he appears to be making headway. This could be an upset watching tonight.
Is it Schultz, the candidate, that is propelling him to a potential victory, or is it just the shifting tides of voters in Minnesota?
It's a really great question, because in politics, it's right place, right time. Are you the right person to be in the right place at the right time? And for Jim Schultz, this may be this time. Some of the Democrats could lose tonight in a statewide race, and some of them will win. But this is about as vulnerable, I think, as I've seen Democrats in a long time.
I want to ask one clarification about Minnesota Attorney General, too. When it comes to abortion. What can the Minnesota Attorney General realistically do? How can they protect it or try to undermine it?
Yeah, there's the top leaders in the state of Minnesota, the governor and attorney general, can go to court for abortion. Now, Scott Jensen says abortion is the law of the land here in Minnesota, and he's not going to do anything to change it. But a governor can do a lot of different things. So can an attorney general. For example, women are now allowed to come to Minnesota from other states, even if it's illegal in a state like Texas or a state like Oklahoma. They can come to Minnesota for an abortion. Well, the Attorney General could go to court and challenge that. There's a lot of different things an Attorney General can do legally. But because abortion is a really big issue for the Democrats, it's a very big issue for the Democrats, it's kind of interesting that Schultz says that he won't do anything, even though he has been very active in the anti-abortion movement. So that's something I think Democrats really want to watch carefully.
Okay. Thanks so much, Pat.
Key point, of course. We'll revisit, of course, some of these points and these races in a little bit, but we want to get to Susan Elizabeth.